Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of...
Come up with an organization called the Board of Peace, which many normal countries fear he's forming to replace the United Nations. Of course, membership isn't free to the BOP. He's charging other world leaders $1 billion apiece to join it. He had a signing ceremony today. Look how happy he is. He's like, I'll take cash.
What happens when a single joke and a single name collide with a full-scale meltdown? Jimmy Kimmel mentioned Melania Trump, and Donald Trump reacted as if it were a 5-alarm emergency. What followed wasn't calm damage control, but pure self-sabotage unfolding in real time. Why couldn't he simply let it pass? How did a late-night punchline suddenly explode into national attention? And how did Kimmel manage to come out on top without saying a single additional word? This is a perfect example of how comedy bait works when everything lands exactly as intended.
What Melania thinks when he starts rambling on and on about this construction stuff. And last night we finally found out.
It's a massive change. The white against the white marble. The marble is being rejuvenated. They're great pieces of marble, but they've been let go and they've been tired. And I always say you could take a 100th of an inch off of a piece of marble and you have a brand new piece of marble. Nobody does it. It's not an easy process.
Marble, he is always saying things about marble.
Before we go any further, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because you already know you don't want to miss where this goes. The moment itself arrives quietly, the way the sharpest jokes always do, slipping into the room with a knowing smile and a raised eyebrow, instead of crashing in loudly. The focus gently settles on Melania Trump, not as the target of cruelty, but as a flawlessly polished symbol that almost seems designed for satire.
9 months that any president has ever had.
Truman ended World War II within 6 months of taking office. He's even better than that. I wish he would for once give himself some credit already. It's just it was a parade of the unpleasant, and no one seemed to be enjoying themselves less than Melania. That is the look of someone.
At the same time, Jimmy Kimmel's approach never rushes or raises its voice, because it simply does not need to. Melania's public persona already carries a kind of dramatic stillness that comedy finds impossible to ignore, making patience more effective than pressure.
A press briefing, man oh man, if Obama wore in a blue suit to the Pope's funeral, Sean Hannity's head would explode inside Trump's ass. The fact that he was the only person not wearing a dark suit did not go unnoticed, so the White House press secretary pushed back. She said the president looked great and presidential alongside our stunning First Lady, who was, as usual, dressed perfectly for the occasion. And she's right about Melania. I don't know about stunning, but she...
Melania exists in American pop culture less as an active participant and more as a carefully displayed exhibit. She is perfectly lit, immaculately styled, and seemingly sealed behind glass. Kimmel's humor leans into that distance, approaching it with curiosity instead of hostility, as if quietly asking how someone can be so visible and yet feels so emotionally unreachable at the same time.
As is tradition, except for 4 years ago when Trump refused to do it, the outgoing first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch. Trump actually got involved in Melania's outfit for this ceremony. A lot of people are talking about it. He told her he thought it would be super hot if she dressed like a goth Al Capone. And so she did. We found Carmen Sandiego.
The joke itself never accuses or insults, but instead draws attention to the strange and surreal nature of her role. She is a first lady who mastered the art of being everywhere while emotionally belonging nowhere. The brilliance of the roast comes from how softly it reveals that contradiction. Melania is always dressed for the moment, always positioned correctly, and always delivers just enough expression to remain unreadable. Kimmel's humor treats this not as a flaw, but as an endlessly fascinating puzzle. the political version of modern art, where no one fully understands it, yet everyone agrees it is expensive.
I was reading some of the reviews of the book, and they are not excellent. Vanity Fair says Melania Trump's new book is truly bad. But what these reviewers don't realize is that it's not just a book, it's also a fragrance. It smells like Slovenian prenup ink.
What truly makes the roast sting is its refusal to exaggerate anything at all. Kimmel never needs to invent strange traits because Melania's public image already feels slightly unreal on its own. The humor comes from calmly stating the obvious and letting the audience connect the dots themselves. The laughter does not come from shock, but from recognition, from the shared sense that this level of emotional neutrality cannot be random.
Meanwhile, Melania hasn't appeared at one of her husband's rallies in months, but she did come out of her shoe closet today to promote her book and to reveal that, unlike her husband, she is pro-choice.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth. Individual.
The humor becomes sharper when it highlights how rarely Melania appears invested in the stories built around her. Whether she is framed as a loyal spouse, a reluctant participant, or a silent observer, she never confirms or rejects any version. Kimmel's joke treats this ambiguity as intentional, as if she understands that mystery offers far more protection than clarity ever could.
Lots of people you can see had sunglasses on, not Trump. In fact, if you Google Trump wearing sunglasses, you get thousands of pictures of him not wearing sunglasses, except the only pictures of him wearing anything even like them are shots of him during the solar eclipse. The glasses he then famously took off so he could stare directly into the sun. Weird, but I mean, he golfs a lot. He's outside a lot. I wonder why he doesn't wear sunglasses, because it's Biden's thing, or did he wear...
Donald Trump briefly intrudes again, not as the focus, but as background noise that Melania seems skilled at tuning out. His habit of reacting loudly to even mild commentary only strengthens the joke's central point, while he responds as if every word is a personal attack. Melania responds by not responding at all, which somehow lands even harder.
My body, my choice really means.
You know what? That's a great question. Maybe ask the fat, sweaty manatee banging on your bedroom door with his little pink fist what it means. Because he seems to have a lot of thoughts on the subject. Melania's views on abortion are actually very progressive. She believes that women should be able to abort their stepchildren.
When someone appears untouched by scandal, unmoved by criticism, and unaffected by expectations, comedy naturally wonders what lies beneath the surface. Kimmel's joke stays in that space, never accusing her of anything, but enjoying the mystery she carefully maintains.
Right now is scrambling to clean up the mess they made in Minneapolis. Trump met last night in the Oval Office with Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem and her top aide Corey Lewandowski. They met for 2 hours, although Trump was asleep for about 90 minutes of it, but 2 hours. Noem and Lewandowski are widely rumored to be romantically entangled. Anonymous White House officials say their relationship is the worst kept secret in D.C., other than any secret Pete Hegseth.
The roast hits hardest because of its restraint, refusing to escalate or lecture. It allows Melania's image to speak for itself. The humor trusts the audience to notice the strangeness of someone standing at the center of power while seeming permanently detached from it. The satire deepens when the focus shifts from what she does to what she represents. Elegant detachment as a cultural symbol.
Melania claims that this is not a new position for her. She wrote, "I have carried this belief with me throughout my entire adult life." Guess if you're Melania and you want to contradict your husband, the safest place to do it is in a book where neither he nor any of his supporters will ever see it. This is quite a team he has around him. Trump's new sycophant, RFK Jr., I think we're starting to understand why they get along so well. First, we find out that he was trading...
Her fashion choices become part of the comedy without ever sliding into cheap shots. Every outfit looks carefully planned, not to express warmth or relievability, but to signal completion, as if her duty has already been fulfilled the moment she arrives. The comedy never accuses her of being cold, but instead admires the discipline it takes to remain so consistently unreadable.
Melania also went into detail about her favorite moment as First Lady.
People always asking me, what was your favorite memory as First Lady? It was in 2020 when Donald get the China virus and he was airlifted to hospital like sick elephant. Baron and I threw party on back lawn. We danced around giant bonfire and shot fire cookers at Mike Pence. I had Link in the bedroom all.
The joke also plays with the idea that Melania has perfected the art of ceremonial existence. She takes part in rituals without ever appearing emotionally invested in their outcome. Public appearances unfold around her, while she remains an observer within her own role. The humor suggests that withholding access might actually be the most effective way to protect control over one's image.
She sat for the speech. She was there not just in her capacity as First Lady, but also as a representative for all the unsatisfied Slovenian women of the world. Rumpelstiltskin was all over the map today. He ranted about windmills. He bragged about ending 7 wars. He threatened the guy who operates the teleprompter. He complained about being screwed out of a deal to renovate the building they were in, the United Nations building. He said, you could have had marble, you got terrazzo, you could have had mahogany.
Donald Trump flickers back into the background, almost like an unintentional amplifier. His loud reactions only sharpen the contrast next to Melania's calm. Her indifference evolves into a strange form of power, forcing others to project meaning onto her silence.
In the friendly confines of Fox News today, trying to pretend that he's not pulling back in Minnesota, and for Bovino, this wasn't a demotion.
I don't think it's a pullback. It's a little bit of a change. Everybody in this room that has a business, you make little changes. Bovino's very good, but he's a pretty out there kind of a guy, and in some cases that's good. Maybe it wasn't good here. But you have to understand, when I watch some of the people that I've been watching over the last few weeks, these are paid insurrectionists.
As the satire continues, Melania's composure begins to resemble a carefully arranged still life painting, perfectly balanced and intentionally untouched. She is present without being involved, visible without being vulnerable. The moment ends without resolution because Melania never offers one. The humor lingers not because it shouted, but because it quietly acknowledged something undeniable.